Hello, hello. We should be live. Alrighty. Please shout if something is wrong. Alrighty. So today's episode is about filtering the spots and showing some stuff in the UI. So we want to click on the garage and then actually let's open this up. Right, so we want to show an input for the date from date 2 and then show all the options and show all the available sizes based on the garage we click. So at the moment we do not have such a functionality in our backend, so let's start with that. In the back we would expect to have garage/id, so let's do that. So garage is /garage, and this will go to the garage controller, and if we follow the convention, this should be called show. Now because I put this as a garage, we will use a root model binding. So if I type this garage and then garage, and let's do this here, and let's switch also the function. Now back to Postman. Let's use this one. So if I go to this, we should hit that endpoint, and because of the root model binding, the ID will be resolved from the database, and we'll get the garage model. Alright, so what we want to return from this is we want to return a garage resource. Let's see if we have one. So we do have one, but this is used on the map. So this should contain a bit more details than the one we have. So let's refactor this a bit and change this to be, this will be garage index resource. Yes, and this should be garage index resource collection. So this should automatically change the return type here, and let's check that we didn't break anything. Yes, we still get this endpoints here, this garages on the main map. Okay, so let's return, or let's create first a garage show resource. And let's return now. Let's pass the garage return type. Now in the resource, let's just test with ID. Back to Postman. Right, so now we should get only the ID back. But we don't want just the ID. So we'll still want this stuff. Well, I'm not exactly sure about the coordinates. I guess not. But we want to show the prices, and we also want to show the sizes. So let's think of a suitable name for this. Sizes, and then okay, back to the. So these are called options here, but I think we have spot attributes in the database, and let's just call them attributes here. Alrighty, so to get the attributes, we'll use the spot attributes relationship, and we will pluck the, if you check the database, spot attributes. Actually, I think that's in the garage spot attributes, and we have the price per hour, and that's in the pivot, so that's what we want to get here. And that will be in cents, And we also want the name back. So let's see what this will look like. So that's about right. These are the attributes for this garage, and these are the price and cents per hour. So let's keep going. For the sizes, let's go back in the controller and let's debug this a bit and see exactly what format we want. So we want to go from the garage, we want to go to the prices. Step 1, let's see how this looks like. All right, and we have the rates as well. So let's transform it. Right, and what we want back is the key should be entry size name. And now we want the price and the special price for each one of them. So the price will be entry price, and the rates, entry rates. All right, something is not right. The name. Let's delete the entry and see what we have here. Right, I think I know what the issue is. One moment, let me think about it. I don't think we have the name here yet. So let's eager load something. So we want to eager load the prices and the size. And then we also want to do this. I don't think we have the relationship yet. So let's go to the garage. We have the prices, but if we check the price, we're missing the size. Right. I think that's our issue. Just a moment. Yeah. So let's create the relationship to get the size from the price. Function size. Now I know this is a belongs to relationship. Thank you, Vasily. Alright, so let's see how our garage looks now. So we eager loaded this relationship, and let's say that it works. Okay, so this is the garage name, and then we have the prices, and we have the size, and we have the name. And that sounds about right. Back to this. Let's continue to shape out our price object here. So yeah, we get the size, we get the name, and then we have the, yes, I think this should get the expected result. But we don't have the price in here. Let's see why. And we also don't have the, okay, the rates are here, but we don't have the price. So did we name it somehow different? Hello, Doina. All right, so this is not price, this is called base. And let's change that. Okay, so we have the base price, well, yeah, and then we have the custom price. We'll see exactly how we'll show this in the front end. I'm not sure yet. right? But we can grab all of this and put this in the resource, right? And because we have this eager loaded, we will access it as a collection. So we go in the prices collection, and then yeah, we do all of this. So back in here, we should have this nice little data. That's good. Now, next step is trying to get the spots for this endpoint. So if I go to /spots, and I get all the spots now, but we don't have the filter functionality yet. Or, well, it's not in the way I would like it to be. So let's check the controller, and that is the spot controller. Alright, so we're using the filter here, and if we go to the spot model, this is a scope, and this is how we do it. Now we want to add multiple filters. For example, I've made some notes here. Right, so we need to pass the attributes that we want to filter by, and these are the attributes here. So when you click on this, you can select multiple ones, and then you'll get only the entries that have these attributes, and based on the size as well, and then the date. So this can get complicated or ugly pretty easy. So let's deal with it now. Instead of piling up conditions here, let's create something. So let's create a directory first with all of filters. And first, okay, create a PHP class and call this filter abstract. And now the filters abstract, I want to pass the parameters to it, and then this one should resolve all the filters based on the keys. So let's do the constructor. And now we want to pass an array here of parameters. Then let's assign this. All right, that's fine. And then we want to call a filter function. All right, and then do some stuff here. Let's also create an interface. Right, I think it's right here. Cool. So this will be the individual filter. And I know this interface will have just one function, which is filter. We'll see about the parameters in a moment. And this will be the spot where we specify each model, the filters for each model. So in this case, will be spot, and let's create the first one. So the first filter will be a size. Alrighty. And this one will implement the filter interface. And now we see that it complains that we don't have the functionality, the function implemented. So let's build this up. I know that I will pass a builder, and that's the eloquent builder, and then some values. And as I said, we can pass strings, we can pass arrays. So this is not compatible because we didn't put the parameters in the interface. So now should be fine. Okay, and this will be the actual query to the database, or whatever we want to filter. So let's clone this and do some more. And then we'll have the attributes filter. Next, we'll also have the date time. This is a filter. Now we need also to create the mapping. As I said, we will have the keys and then the class corresponding to that key. Yeah. So we will call this spot filters. And this one will extend the filters abstract. Yeah. And now all we need in here array filters. And now these are the keys mapping. So as we can see, this is the not the controller we want. We want the spot controller, and in the index we have the start, we have the end, and these are the keys that will map to what we have in here, the spot filters. So I know we have the size. We haven't specified that yet, haven't validated that yet, but we will in a moment. So this will be the size filter class. Next, I know we'll have the attributes. That will be the attributes filter. Last one will be the date time range. That will be the date time filter. All right. Now in the filters abstract, we want to have this here. So protected array filters, and every filter that we create here. So this is for the spot, and you'll have multiple models. You'll put that in the respective folder, and then you will extend this one and have the specific mapping for this model. So in this case, we have this, but we need to accept it here. So by default, it's an empty array, and we will override that in the spot filter. Now let's use it. So I know we'll pass the builder in here, and we'll pass just the builder, and this will return the builder. Now we pass the parameters. We parse the parameters. So for each parameters, as this will be a filter and the values that we pass. And then we need to do some resolving in here. Resolve filter, or resolve class from filter param. Right, now let's improve our request. Just one moment. Spot index request. All right. Now I know we want this size, and we want the array notation, and this will be sometimes. This will be a string all the time, and let's give an array of options to like valid options. So in this case, small, medium, and large. I am kind of hard coding this here, but I guess in a bigger or in a production app, you'll have this in constants or something. But for now, this is fine. Let's not over engineer. Now we also have the attributes, and I know this will be an array, and also sometimes array. So this is how you do validation of arrays in Laravel. This you first validate the key that holds all the values, and then to validate each individual attribute, you do attributes.star, and if you have this, so you have this sometimes, and then you'll continue with this. So this will be required, and we also want them to be all of them will be strings, and all our available options are here. So we want electric for women. We want the handicapped option and with kids. Alrighty, so let's go back in the spot controller and dump the validated request and see that we have all the keys that we want. And we don't have anything because we don't pass anything yet. So we want to start and end, we want the attributes, and we want another attributes, and this will be, how did I call that? For women. And then we also want the size, and let's get only the small ones. All right, so we're on to a good start. We're not validating correctly the date because it needs to be in the future. Today is 25th, so let's select 26th to 27th. And yes, we have the data that we want, but in this case, we have the start and the end in separate keys, but I would like this to be only in one key. So let's look how we can do that. Now, in the previous episodes, Andre gave me a nice suggestion. He introduced me to the prepare for validation. So function prepare for validation. And this is where you would format the data in the way we want. So we'll merge. And then we want this to be under one key. So I think we call this datetime range. Let's confirm that. So in the filters, yes, datetime range. Yeah, so this is what I mean. The keys from here will match the keys from the filters array, and this will call the corresponding class to apply the specific filter. Right, so what we want is to merge these two into the datetime range. So I guess we'll do start, and we can get the start, and the same thing we can do for end. And instead of validating both of them here, we'll do datetime start and datetime end. Yeah. So instead of having two keys, we'll have one key, but we're still validating it like we would do normally, because the validation by date takes both options into account. Now, yes, let's see the dump of this. And this is exactly what we wanted. So let's go back here. Now in our filter scope, if we go on this spot, instead of calling each one of them like this, we want to new up the spot filters. So new spot filters, we'll pass the filters in the constructor, and then call the filter. And here you can pass the query. Yeah. Now this returns void, and this is not correct. We want to return the builder back. And we can already extract this to their own classes. So this will be the datetime filter. Alrighty. So instead of builder, and actually let's do one little test here, see what values we have. And we don't need this anymore. We don't need this. And we can put this, I guess, in here. Looks good. All right, now let's make sure. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. And let's call this. So return must be builder none returned. I guess we will return the builder in here so it doesn't give me an error. And what is this? Mission return type. Okay. Here you go. Here you go. And so size, attributes, right. Okay. All right. So in the filters abstract, I don't think we've implemented the, yeah. Right. Let's implement this. So we want to call a function here, and this will be the resolve filter, and we can pass the filter string. Let's implement this. This will always be a string, or will it? Yeah, I think it will. And now we'll access the filters and get this specific filter. Right. Let's see. So now that we have the filter class, we also want to call the filter function on it. And we know that this will accept the builder one and then the values. So let's pass the builder and values. And let's do this one first and see what we have. Actually, let's see all the parameters first. So this is the die-dump workflow. Alright, so we didn't remove the DD from the spot controller, I believe. Oh, we did. Oh, right, these are all the filters. Yeah, these are all the filters dumped on this level. Now we go through each of them and grab the key, grab the value, and let's resolve it. So the one we're interested in is the one with datetime. And let's see if we have the correct one. So call to a member function filter on a string. All right, that's not what we want. Let's see what we get here. Right, so we get just the class string here, and instead of returning this, we need to new it up. Okay, so now if I keep the DD, yes, we should get a datetime filter class. That is what we want. So we have the new up class with the past filters in the constructor, and then we apply the filter. So backend date filter. Now we should get the DD, and we do. We have the start, we have the end, and let's modify some stuff. So we want the values, we want the values, and we want the values here. And this should be working already, I think. In the datetime filter, I am not returning anything. Of course I'm not. Now, so in the filters abstract, the return must be builder non-return. Which one was that? So we return this. Right, let's actually implement the functionality in each one of them, and then we'll see. So what we want, when we pass the size, we need to look up the relationship size, and we'll have our own builder instance here. Let's see if we get to this point here, and which one, but let's go one by one. So we want to work only on the size now. So let's see if we get the size values. the given data was a valid datetime, not a valid. Well, I don't want to pass anything, so. But we do. Maybe we do. Right, so let's fix that one first. So we pass the start, we pass the end. All right, so first let's see, small. And let's apply the filter for small. And all we have to do, we check that it has a relationship of size, and this one, actually I always call this query, yeah, let's keep it builder. So if we look in sizes, this has just one column name, and we want to filter by that name. So where name equal to the values in this case. It doesn't matter if it's plural. And let's see if this works. And so filter, return type, back to the abstract. We don't return the builder in here. So we apply everything to the builder, but we're not returning it. Great. So we can already see the filter small working as expected. Let's pass the medium. Cool. And then the large. And what happens if we pass something invalid? That is exactly what we want. Okay, let's work on the next one. And that is the, I think this one already works, the start and end, because we just copied the functionality over. And let's work on the attributes part. So in here, let's dump the values. Great. So let's go for the values. For each values, as this will be attribute, we want to apply a query because we want all of the options that we pass to be in here. So where has, this will be spot attributes. Builder. And then, right, it's just attribute in this case. And next, I'll do builder where. And we're now filtering based on the spot attributes, and this is called name again. So we want to get all the spots that have a relationship with this attribute. And at the end, we will return the builder. So let's see how this looks like. Now we don't return the attributes on the spots, so let's fix that. So we have the spot resource, yes, and just to, this is for sanity check. And then pluck the name. But let's make sure we want to eager load spot attributes so we don't make extra requests. Great, so we pass handicap, time for women, and we get only this. Let's see if we pass only handicapped. Great. And let's pass one that doesn't exist. And that is correct. Come on. and let's just remove this one. Doesn't like me. Cool. Now this endpoint is already flexible, and it has the filtering functionality, so we knocked that out. And let's make one little review. So this is the payload. Yeah, we have the start, end, and attributes, and then we also pass the size. We format the data in our request, and we transform it in the way we want. From the garage that we've taken in the root model binding, we grab all the spots, and then we filter. Well, we eager load the spot attributes first, and then we filter. Isn't this better? Right, so we filter them by the validated request, and that goes inside the scope of the model. Now we new up a spot filter, and now let's see if we pass something that does not exist, like, I don't know, a random one. Right, so this doesn't make a difference because we are passing just the validated request, and in this case we don't validate, so we don't have to make any extra check, and we are perfectly safe. Yes, great. And then we new up each class, and you can add as many filters as you want, and this is respecting the sorting principles, and it looks nice, and it's extendable, and yada yada. Okay, let's continue with the front-end part now. So back in here, I got the thingy working at 3000. Let's go here, and when we open one of this, we want to make a request to this garage and get its details, because at the moment what we have in here is just some basic data about the garage. We don't have any information about the spots except if we have free spots or not, but we don't have any other details. So let's work on that. So in the garage model, let's make first a button here, or yeah, get details. Now when we click on this, we want to get fetch details. Great, so we have the garage in here, but we also want, let's see what we want. Good. We want the data, and we want to return something, and this will be the details. So we want the attributes, and I know this will be an array, 3 attributes. I hope this is not a reserved key or something. What else we want in here? Let's open Postman and see what we have. Yeah. Now, and we also want the sizes because we want to look through them. And this is also an array. Now we'll need to build up the filters, and this will be an object. So we want to filter by size. We want to filter by what did we call it? Start. We want to filter by end and by attributes. So the attributes is an array, and let's work out from here. we need to build up this URL. Oh, let's actually do this first. Console log URL. And let's do this. Build URL function, methods, whatever we want to call it. And I have a snippet here that I've been using in other projects. So let me not reinvent the wheel. I've already tested this a bit. Great. So we build up a new search params. Then we have our params in here, and we'll grab them from the filters. Alrighty. And for each of them, we'll go by key and value. So key and value. We'll check first if it's array. We will append, the array. We will append it like this. Otherwise, we will do normal query string, like this, and then we will return this. So let's see what our build URL is. I know. Let's check with this one first, and then we'll pass the filters. So back in here, click on the garage. This is garage with ID 1, and let's click on the get details. So let's see the URL decode, and this is exactly what we want. So yes, let's pass the params in here, and this will be this filters. Let's see that this works first. Alright, this will already filter the spots. We haven't made the request to get not here, to get the details yet, so we'll have to do that in a moment. Alright, so we don't have anything yet, and that is okay. So small. Okay, clear. That is correct. Now the start and end will be required, so that is fine. Alright. Now we need to watch when the... So let's see exactly how this is shown in here. On the index page, we have this component, and we pass the garage by the selected garage, and when we close, the garage will be set to null. So we need to watch when the garage changes. And view watch, let me get the watcher. Alright, so this is a watchers. Okay, let's grab this and put this here. So when the garage will change, this will be new value, old value. Let's console that here. New value, old value. And let's see if it's being watched correctly. So we close, new value is null, the old value was yes, the garage, and we open, and the new value is the garage, and the old value is null. This is cool, because if we need to check if this is new. Yeah. So if new value, can I do is object? Let's check JavaScript, check a variable is object. What is the most optimal way to do this? I guess you can do this. Type of equal object. We need to make API request we get garage details. Else, we need to clean up our filters. Yeah, clean up our data. Okay. Step by step. Open, make API request, close. Huh? That is not okay. Wait a second. Right. So if new value is object, yes. So change, let's get the type of new value. So this changed. Did I not console log this? Refresh. Right, so this will be an object and then we close. Huh? Why is this still an object? Is this one of the... Is this one of the JavaScript's weird behaviors? So close. Yeah, so null is still object. Thank you, JavaScript. So yeah, I guess I need to check the second part as well. So great. Close, open, make API request. When you close it, clean up the data. Yes, that's more like it. So let's make the actual request now. Fetch details, and then this will be filter spots, and this will make the actual request to the build URL in here, build filter URL. But in the fetch details, this will be a call, so we'll use Axios and make a get request to, so we'll grab the API URL, and then we need to go to the garage ID. Guess I can do this. Right, I guess I cannot. Yes. Yes. So this garage ID. I think this is all. So let's make this an async, and then const response equal await this, and let's see what we have in here. Actually, I believe it's all data, so we can do something trickier. So in here, we want to call up this request, and then it's data. So a trick we can do is do this, data, and then get the data. So we don't do data.data or response.data, we'll get the data from inside the response. And let's see what we have. So we open this. It's, oh come on, this didn't clean up. Or I didn't call it. So I'm not calling this. No, fetch details. And let's reset this. Is there a way I can reset all the data from here? Or I can do just manually? Yeah, let's just do manually for now. It will go faster. So we reset the attributes, we reset the sizes, we also reset the filters. Right, actually, yeah, let's do that. Kind of conflicted now. Okay, so we don't want this now. So size, and let's actually we could have done this like this. All right, and when we fetch the details, let's see what we have here in the response. Open. Okay, so it's not making. What is it doing? Right, well, I didn't put the endpoint correctly. So this looks like API slash garages slash the garage ID, and we have a slash API slash garages slash garage ID. Hello, Amit. Okay, and this makes the request to the correct endpoint, and we get the details from here. Great. Let's put that like this and set the data. So we want to put the attributes equal to this attributes, data.attributes, and then we also want to set the sizes. Cool. And let's check the view stuff. And this will be the garage model. Cool. We open it. Right. Where are my sizes? Did you not refresh? You didn't get it. What did I do wrong? Do I have to do data.data again? Yeah, let's see. Or we want to do data.data.attributes. Let's see which one works. Yes, I guess the second one works. Okay. So data.data and then the sizes. Cool. Let's close and see what we have. Refresh. Great. So we have the sizes and we have the price. Nice. And then we have all the attributes. So we're getting close to this. Now let's make it nicer. And also keep in mind that we want to have the mobile version as well. Okay, so we'll make a simple input first. Let's see if I will get. We have inputs, input groups. Okay. So let's work in here. We don't need the fetch details anymore. Now, instead of having I want to have it this way. Now this will be the holder of the. Right. So we're trying to build this now, and also this, and keep in mind we wanted to go mobile first. So let's see how we'll do that. So this will be a flex flex call. This will be, and we want to go with grid, or we want to go with this, with flex. Let's see. So grid, and then call span 1, and then when it's large we want to have it call span 2. So this will be an input. So the first one, this is from alrighty, and this will be the second one. This will be the 2. Do I need the plugins? Yes, I think I do. Let's see how we can get this in Nuxt. Nuxt Tailwind. We've already included this, but I need to export this stuff. Is there search functionality here? So create and modify your custom. Let's do that. And in here, let's grab this. And let's require this. Hope nothing breaks. Cool. Yes, this looks beautiful. So back in our component. All right. And when this gets big, we wanted to have the call span 2. Wait, yeah, you can see the, so call span 1, this will be on the child, and this will be grid calls 1 by default, and MD will be the LG, grid calls 2, SP calls, and that is call span 2. Well, let's see if we don't pass anything in here. We are onto a good start. Now we want grid, I think it's gap, so let's set a gap of 6. Cool. Let's continue with the form. Next we want the options and then the size. So let's build up the options in here. Let's make this as a P. Options, and we will iterate through all the options from, well, these are attributes actually. Yes. So let's go through them. Let's check again the Tailwind stuff. Input groups, do I have any checkbox in here? Input. Check, no, maybe this has it. Yes. So let's get this section. Yes, cool. So we will go for each attribute. Hello everyone again. Attribute in attributes with key. Yeah, index. Right, let's check again the format that we have here. So the attributes have the key, and then have the price. I think this will be attribute, and this will be price. Let's confirm that with the order. So attribute and price. So when we open this, yeah, it was vice versa. So the first one is the, or not? Yeah. First one is the price, and then the attribute. And we'll set this key here. And nice. Now we want this to be so for bind the attribute. Now this will be attribute, and then this will be the description, but we'll see, we'll have to format this in a bit. This will be the description will be price in this case, and this will be instance. So let's see if this works first. Also on the, why is this like this? Let's check it again. So close, close, close. I think I missed an important step. And it's this one. So it creates the input of type checkbox, but then we have all the data separately, well, the label. So let's replace that. Now let's put this here. Yeah, that's more like it. Yes, attribute type checkbox, correct. For this will be the attribute, and then we'll have the price. Now we also want to put the V model, I think, on this one, and we want to bind it to the filters attributes. And I'll show you why in a moment. Great, so we open it. Okay, not working exactly as expected, but let's look into it. So no filters, we apply the filter. Alright, it's not setting anything in here. Why? We don't pass the value. Let's see that this was the, hope this was the issue. Great. So now we're binding to the attributes in here. So when you click, this will be here. Chop, chop, chop. Nice. Now let's make this a bit more beautiful. Is there a JavaScript you see first? One of those. I hate that there's no UC first in JavaScript, and I'm not using any fancy library for this. So let's just put in a method here. So great. UC first. And let's put that in here. So UC first of attribute. And that should make it a bit nicer. So close, open. Yes, so now it's with first, but I don't like this one being here, so let's see. Can we do display flex, justify content space between? Display flex, flex grow. Let's, yes. So is this what we want in here? Yes. So back to here. So let's do flex, and then we want to grow the label. Flex grow. And justify between. That's what I forgot. What did I miss? Right, the flex grow goes on the, that's correct. So we want to have plus whatever we have here per hour. And now the price is in cents. So do we want to apply the currency? Well, let's just do this. Right, and this looks a bit like what we wanted. Now let's apply some margin top here of 2. Okay, looks good. Let's remove the garage from here, and we can work on the right side of it. I think we need a bit more spacing in here. So let's put some padding Y8. Yeah, so we have a bit more breathing room. Now on the right side, we wanted to go with some boxes with the text inside. So let's copy this section. Cool. And this will be size. And for each size in sizes, this will be the size. We don't want this, we want some blocks. So block 1, 2, 3. Let's put a padding of 6 and a BG of green. Now, we don't want this relative, we want this flex, and then justify between. Let's see how this looks like. Well, that's not what I want. Right, back to this. So this will be size index. Let's use the index in here. Will this work as I want? Right, well, I don't want this in here. I want this on the child. So for each one of them, let's see if we get the expected result. Cool. Let's see if this is what I want. So I'll go through each sizes. Do I want this to be like this? Give me a second. Maybe it would be even better if we pass the I think I'll change the backend a bit. I don't like the way of the response. So in the spot controller, when we return a spot resource, all right, we have the no, I think that's in here. So instead of returning an array with the key, let's include this in, I think I'll try that. So this will be the name. Okay, let's see how this looks first. I'm just freestyling here. All right, so we have this. I think this is better, in my opinion. All right, and in here we can just do size dot name. What is it that you do not like? So show me the size, show me the index. Okay, so dot name should have, it worked, I just had to refresh. Okay, so we want to have this. Let's have a grid in here instead of flex. Let's have a grid. Yeah, grid calls 3, and then a gap of 3. Yeah. And do I want anything else? Yeah, so let's just display the price now. So size.name, and we'll put this in. All right, and then we'll have the price. And again, this is in cents, and that will be the dollar per hour. Okay. Do we have this with capital again? So you see first in here. Back to this. Now we want to align this in the center, so here is where we're gonna use flexbox. So flex, this will be a flex call, justify center and item center. And this should bring it like this. Now if we check the wireframe, let's set the text gray 500. Gray 400, see how this looks like. Let's add a different background, PG, gray 100, and let's have it like this. Yeah, this looks better, but we still want the same margin top as on the left. And we want to be able to kind of click on them to simulate like a big checkbox. So let's try that. But first, so when we click on it, what should happen? We should apply the filter, filters.size, to be equal to size.name. Okay, and let's apply some more classes in here. We want the cursor pointer to get this nice hover. Yeah, so let's, oh, my view died. I noticed the view extension crashing when you use the Google Maps, because there's a ton of events. So let's just dump the filters in here and see that it's being passed correctly. So yes, yes, and yes. So now we need a binding for the class. So let's do that here. Now let's view class binding. All right, so this if filters.size equals to size.name. And in this case, let's make it bg red 500 and check that it works. Cool, so we have a checkbox kind of style. Yeah, let's think of a better visualization of this. So instead of having bg red, let's put it gray 300. Cool. And I don't actually like the 500 here, so let's put it 7 and 6. And also, so SM, no, let's put it large. Right, and we want the bold, font bold. Yes. Alright, and let's put some border on it as well. So border to border gray 300. Yeah, I like it. Cool. Now let's continue with the. So when we make the request here, and we will deal with the datetime picker in a moment. So when we make the change, we want to make a request and filter the spots. So let's do that. So I believe there was something. So let's go back to watch and let's see when our filters change. And I'm not sure if this will go deep. What did it do? Yeah. So when this changes, let's see the filters. Oop. Changed. So we have the attributes, that's correct. Let's see the size. Right, so the size does not work as I would expect. So VueJs deep watch object. Alright, I guess it's this. So item. Alright, this should be like this handler. Filters changed, and let's check what value we have in here. Cool. Yes. And now for the filters, for the options, and it seems to work. So, yay! Needed a reminder for this. So when the filters change, we want to make this filter spots. So let's do that. Now we build this URL, but let's do this. Let's keep this here for a moment. So we want to get from the process env API URL and then slash, and we'll build this from here. And let's see the response. So click on this, we make the request. Right, so what am I doing wrong? Okay, I think I'm messing up the endpoint again. So we want the, yes, these spots. So you should go to slash, yes, to the API slash garages, to our garage, and then to spots, and then apply the whole thingy that we built in here. So we don't need this anymore. Okay, so we're building the URL, making the request, and let's update the number of available spots with the applied filters. So, yes, API garages 1 spots, and then the spots, and then this will be a question mark, and then it starts with the URLs. So back in here, boom. What is this unprocessable? So we don't send the dates in this case. So before we implement the date time picker, let's actually just copy, if I still have this here. Let's copy the from and to, or start and end. Okay, so make request. Still doesn't like it. Why? Well, our start and end did not update. So what did I do wrong? Yes. So start, end. Yes, in here, and let's remove them from here. Cool, so we have the filters now. That's what we wanted. And now when we do the request, we should actually get some data back. So we're getting all the spots available for this garage with small. So let's actually test that. So we also need the spots, and this will be an empty array by default. And in here, this spots. So let's do the thingy. Equal data dot data, and this will be the filters, and this will be the spots. Spot in spots. Let's dump this one here. Okay. Do we want? Yeah, we don't want that yet. So when we open this, we don't have any spots, and that is okay. Can't read data of undefined. Why is that? So this needs to be an async, and I am awaiting here. Yeah, this should do it. Yes, modify, and then we can see all the available spots with the applied filters. So, yeah, size small, all the medium, all the large, all the large with electric. Great. So let's continue with this. Like I want a separator. Let's see how we can do that. Yeah, let's maybe set tailwind separator line. Maybe we get some dividers, horizontal dividers. Yes. What do I want? Well, let's use I think an HR should do for now. Yeah, and then we'll make this prettier later. So in the, do we want this in the center? Yeah, let's put this in the center. No, I have a better idea. So we'll make again 2 columns, and then we'll put 3 spots or available spots. And this will be again a grid called grid calls span 2. Grid calls 2 in this case, and the first one will be the available spots, and the second one will be details. So when you click on the details, you can actually select a specific spot that you want to book. Maybe you want a specific floor or a specific number, or you make multiple reservations and you want them to be nearby. Well, that's how I guess I would explain it. Or you can go with the auto selection of the spot and you will get a random spot booked. Okay, so let's make a span here, and this will be 3 spots. Oh, I said available spots. And this will go from this spots dot length. All right. Cool. So what padding did we set here? I think like this needs a bit bigger. Okay, this will be text XL. I think we wanted the green color in here. Oh, also we want to make a template. Is that template called? So if we'll have any spots, then we show the available spots. Otherwise, I think we'll need this in multiple places. So let's make a computed property. So computed, and this will be has available spots or available spots. Let's return this. Yeah, let's have it has available spots, because if we want the actual number, we can do the length. So has available spots, and let's return this spots dot length. So this is yeah. So let's set this here. So if it has available spots, we show the available spots and the number. Otherwise, and we'll say no available spots matching current filters. Okay, so let's see that this works. If we refresh, what text red 500. And also we don't want this to be grid calls too in this case. So let's make a dynamic class binding here. So let's check the else. Yeah, let's check this. So if has available spots, then we'll grab the 2 calls. Otherwise, we'll grab the 1. Okay, let's see how this looks like. And we don't want to show the details, only if it has available spots. Okay, great. A bit more padding. No available spots. Let's make this centered. Okay, I guess not. Yeah, I guess. So we'll do the previous one. So we'll put the text center if it doesn't have available spots. So I didn't remove this. Cool. So no available spots matching current filters. Now this is because we don't actually make a request to get the spots when we enter this. But let's think about it for a moment. We also don't want to show this section if the user didn't put any dates. So let's check that section first. So we won't show this completely. And let's make it this another computed property. So show spots section. And we can divide this later into subcomponents, but for the moment, that's fine. So we want to show the spots section only if we have the from selected and the to. So return this dot filters dot start and dot length and dot length and no, let's keep it like this for now. Okay, cool. So we kind of cheat a bit because we put the dates in, but let's actually take them out now. So if we don't have a date from until, then we will not show the bottom section. But we don't also show the options. I guess we have to refresh. Great. So now let's pass the dates in manually. Where did I leave the DD? No. Okay, so let's put this in the date from and to. Right, so I've kind of changed those. Did I not bind this? I think that's the issue. So from, I didn't bind the input. So v model filters dot start and to filters dot end. Cool. Now let's refresh just to be sure. And let's copy paste this stuff. So from, and this is the case. We also have to validate when we want to make the fetch detail, or actually no, this is, yeah, when we want to filter the spots. So can filter spots, and that's only in the case of so if there will be a start and an end, we already want this, and I guess that that is the same with the show spots. So if we can filter the spots, only then make the request to this. So if not filters, how do you call it? Can filter spots, then just return. Let's see if this works. Can filter spots is not a function. Of course it's not a function, it's a computed property. Nice. So we didn't make any requests because we don't have an end, but at the moment we have an end, we should make the request. Boom. But something is wrong, so let's see what is wrong. The size must be a string. Am I sending this size? Yeah, I am setting the empty size. Let's go back in here. So spot index request in the size. Let's put this nullable and make the request again. So back in here, replay. Okay. And let's also check the do we want to send the size if it's empty? So JavaScript, remove empty strings from object. Cool. Stack Overflow, let's go. So how should we call this? Filter object. We pass the project, the object. Yes. Okay, cool. So instead of passing all the filters in the building of the URL, in here, this, how do you call this? Filter object. Or let's call it better, remove empty attributes. Hello everyone in chat, for who joined recently. So let's see if this works as expected. So we don't have a size selected, but we have the dates. If we put them here, so size is still empty for some reason. Okay, let's check in the watcher when the filters are changed. Filters object clean. So we modify this. Wait, what's my console log? Right. We modify this, and we have the clean one, but it doesn't actually work as expected. So I think Stack Overflow failed me. Is there a better way? What is this madness? I'm not even gonna try to understand it for now. I just want a simple object clean. Well, this doesn't actually work as I expected. Oh well, this is just different than null. Yeah, so I will be understanding it. Or v dot length. I don't want just null. Well, let's check this. So we filter and we get only, so this is the truthful condition. So and the dot length. So we want this to be not null, and then we want this to have a length. All right. Yes. Beautiful. Nice. Well, this is very nice. I'll learn something new. Okay. So now when we make the request, we should be actually getting spots. Hopefully. Yes. Yes. Nice. Well, this should be styled better, but the idea is here. Great. Okay, let's put this dates back. So start and tap. And we get the correct spots. And let's try to get some condition that will not be met. And this is the case when you don't have any spots matching this criteria, we will not show that section. And if we do, we show it like this, but let's make it a bit nicer. So available spots, and let's style this. So text to Excel, text green 500, and font bold. And the margin left of 2, 4. Right. Well, I'm not too excited about this, but oh, so 43 available spots. Yeah, we can make that to look better. So 43 available spots, and we can remove the first part. And we don't need the margin left anymore. Cool. And I think we can also tone this down a bit. Okay. And when you click the details, only then we should see the whole list, and we'll make that nicer in the future. So and we will do, well, the if manual spot selection. Let's make that a variable in here. This will be false by default, and on click this will be true, and we'll show the section in here only if we have that option enabled. Okay. Yes. And these are the filters. When we click on this, and actually let's toggle it. So manual spot selection. Let's put a class on it. Cursor pointer. And let's put text right and text gray 500. Okay. Actually, maybe when we have this book here, we'll have the manual spot selection, so maybe this is not the best place for it, but when this, yeah, we'll toggle it now. So yes, manual spot selection, we see them, we don't see them anymore. And let's also change the text. And we can do that with vtext. So if manual automatic selection, and this will be manual selection. Okay, now let's reload this. Click. We filter, we have the spots, manual. This, and the text changes now automatically based on the boolean of show spots. Okay, so I think this is all for this episode. In the next one, we will show the price calculation, and also make the actual payment. And I think in maximum 2 episodes, this whole series will be wrapped up. So thank you for showing up today, and see you in the next one.